Good morning, students. Today we come with yet another poem from the book Flamingo of class 12th. The name of the poem is Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, written by Adrienne Rich. Adrienne Rich is a feminist poet who was born in Baltimore in the year 1929. She is widely known for her involvement in contemporary women's movement as a poet and theorist. She has published 19 volumes of poetry, 3 collections of essays, and other writings. A strong resistance to racism and militarism echoes through her work. The poem on Jennifer's Tigers addresses the constraints of married life of women experiences. So, the poem we have here is one of the most important poems from the feminist perspective. Before we proceed with the poem, let us see the qualities that can be associated with the word tiger or with the animal tiger. So, whenever we think of the word, we try to connect the quality of ferociousness, pride, fearlessness, confidence in these in this creature, right? Tigers are known to be fearless and ferocious like no other animal. So, the title of the poem implies at the fact that a female person, that is Aunt Jennifer, is in possession of confident and fearless and proud and ferocious tigers. We will see whether these tigers are tigers in real or just an imaginary creation. Let us move to the poem. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree, they pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. When Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing proud and afraid. So, we will see in the first stanza how Aunt Jennifer's tigers are being created on a canvas, on a tapestry. Okay, so the tigers from the title are not the real ones, but these are the creations, artistic creations done by, embroidered by Aunt Jennifer herself. Okay, so Aunt Jennifer's tigers are the symbol of power, are the symbol of ferocious attitude, or the symbol of pride and fearlessness, which she is not. And she is trying to encapsulate all of these things in the tigers through her creations. Aunt Jennifer's tigers are are leaping with high steps, jumping with high steps across the cloth on which she is embroidering. The color of the tigers are compared to the color of the bright topaz. Denizens means residents or dwellers. So these tigers, these brightly yellow colored tigers, are the dwellers of the green forest. They are fearless of the men beneath the tree, unlike the women, and they have a certain smooth attitude, smooth movement, and they are chivalric in nature. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. So, in the second stanza, we will find the current condition of Aunt Jennifer. Aunt Jennifer has been the victim of suppression. Now, at the end of her life, almost at the end of her life, she has her mental and physical state show that she is weakened by age. Okay, she has been weakened not only by the male society, but also by her own unsuccessful, unhappy marriage. And this unhappiness, this burden of unsuccessful marriage, has put on a taxation on her health overall, on her mental and physical condition also. And hence, it is very difficult for her to even pull the ivory needle, which is a very light object, because her fingers are shaking, fluttering. Okay, and the massive weight of uncle's wedding band means their wedding ring is having the weight. The wedding ring is very heavy upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. That means the marriage is now a burden to Aunt Jennifer, and she can no longer maintain the marriage. She can no longer retain the marriage. She could not achieve her own potential because of this male dominated society, and it has taken a taxation over on her life, on her body, on her mental being. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and afraid. So, whatever Aunt Jennifer could not achieve or wanted to achieve, she knowingly, she artistically created these in the images, in the patterns of the tigers on the screen. So when aunt will be lying dead, even when she will be dead, her terrified hands will lie, her terrified hands will show how dominated she was during her life, how dominated, how she was dominated by the rules and regulations, by the struggles and difficulties perpetuated by her husband. However, unlike Aunt Jennifer, the tigers that she has created on the screen or on the panel will carry on, will continue their activities proudly and fearlessly. Okay, so you can see in the first stanza, her character and situation has been contrasted with the tigers that she has created artistically. The tigers are fearless, assertive, noble, and powerful, unlike Aunt Jennifer. So, Aunt Jennifer depicted all that she could not achieve or all that she could not become. Okay, the use of the colors like bright topaz or the green, this shows the fierce energy of the sun, and the green means and the youthfulness, the vivid youthfulness, energy, the spirit. All these things are not present in Aunt Jennifer in the current condition. In the second stanza, we find how both her physical and mental weakness are being demonstrated by her actions only. She is so weak, she is too weak to lift the ivory needle, and the marriage responsibilities weigh her down, which makes her unable to realize her full potential as a woman in a male dominated society. She escapes from her difficult situation through art, that is, through knitting. And in the final stanza, we find the imagery that reflects back onto the first two stanzas. The reference of the hand symbolizes Aunt Jennifer as a whole. Through her death, though her death would free her from her present miserable state, her hands will remain terrified with the wedding ring, which binds her to her ordeals that took complete control of her. The only sign of her freedom from her present life is the artwork in which she escapes into by depicting the prancing, proud, and unafraid tigers, which is what she really wanted to be and she attained through her imagination. You can see the pictorial images, pictorial examples or meanings of the words. Here you will find all the images and the symbols that have been used in the poem. And also the poetic devices. The dominant poetic devices are alliteration in chivalric certainty, fingers fluttering, prancing proud. Metaphor in bright topaz denizens, uncle's wedding band, and transferred epithet in terrified hands. So students, once you have learned everything, once you have gone through the text by yourself, go through the questions that are given here. You may pause the video and you may note these down and try to check on your comprehension or your understanding of the poem. Okay, thank you students.